Okay, hello traders, hello everyone. My name is Olimpio Tuns and today I will be your host here. Thank you guys for joining me here at this live webinar. First of all, please take a short moment to read the risk disclaimer before we'll start this session. And also guys, please confirm into the chat that you can hear me and that everything is okay. Hello Adam, hello Tim, Khadija. Hello guys, thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you as well. Yeah, Adam, fingers crossed. Yeah, Aline, how are you? Okay guys, it seems that everything is okay. So let's start with our open trades right now. So here we have our real account. So we have a long position in silver, also a short position, a selling position in euro versus the pound versus the GBP. So right now we are good. Both trades are running in profit. Yeah, the price of silver drops right now only because we have high volatility right before the US will release its economic data today, so we may have some volatility before the US data publishes its economic data today. So let's take a look here on the euro versus the GBP. Thank you guys. Hello everyone. Thank you for all your messages. Pierre, hi from Paris. Hello. So let's take a look here on euro versus the GBP. So I've told you in my previous session that personally I still believe that this pair could drop after a potential failure to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point above 0.8621. So you can see that the price failed to reach this medium line of the minor ascending pitchfork. It has failed to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point, and now we have a strong sell-off here. Okay, so the bias is bearish, and right now the price could stabilize right below, one moment, the price could stabilize right below this outside sliding parallel line, and it could continue to drop. And personally I believe that we have here a confluence area somewhere near 0.8576, and maybe if the price will hit and will reach this confluence area, this level, maybe we will decide to close half of our position, 50% in euro versus the GBP, and we will maybe place and drag our stop loss to break even. But if I will take such a decision, or maybe if I will decide to manage this position later today, I will send you the update into the VIP Telegram group and also into the free Telegram group, because this it was also a free signal. Okay, so let's go back here. So here in our real account, if the price maybe will reach 0.8575, maybe we will close half of our position, but I will come back with further instructions later. Okay, it seems that we have some technical problems. Thank you guys for all our messages. We have a lot of messages. Calvin, Indonesia here. Yeah, thank you. Hi David. Okay, so let's go and let's talk about silver, guys. Okay, so let's take a look here. The price of silver is still traded above our entry level. I've told you today in my analysis made on the silver price that the price of silver could start increasing again after these false breakdowns here below the medium line of the descending pitchfork. Yeah, so we are still in an ascending channel here. So these false breakdowns here below the medium line signaled that the price of silver could jump higher again, and also its failure here to retest the weekly pivot point 27,343 has signaled that the price of silver could increase in the short term. Yeah guys, the silver drops right now only because the US is expected to release its flash manufacturing PMI and also its flash services PMI economic indicators. So right now we have, and we will have, some volatility around this data dump, but I still believe that technically the price of silver is still bullish, and we could see a further growth here if the price of silver will really manage to make a bullish closure on the 4-hour chart above 27,963. Then the price of silver could continue to increase. Williams Anthony, what happened to gold yesterday? Buddy, I lost my account on that. Frustrated, but sure didn't lose hope. Personally, I don't know, because we decided to cut the risk. We decided to move our stop loss and to register a minor loss, guys, only because the price has turned against us and we didn't see further growth at the moment yesterday during yesterday's session. That's why we decided to move our stop loss, only because we wanted to protect you guys, your portfolios, only because the price would have dropped it further, and it was risky to keep a full risk there, to keep our initial stop loss. Okay, so that's why we decided to manage that trade. And I really don't know, Williams Anthony, what was your position, and so right now silver, and what risk did you take? Because as I've told you, as I'm telling you all the time, we only recommend you to risk 1% on a trade. Okay, so if you would have risked 1% of your account, so your trading account would still have been valid right now. Okay, and okay, so silver is still bullish here, and as I told you, if it will stabilize right above the R1, then it should continue to increase here. And technically the price of silver has decreased a little after failing here to stabilize right above the first warning line, after failing to stabilize right above R2. So a temporary drop, a temporary decline was expected. No, silver is still, Aisha Ahmed, silver is still valid here. And as you can see, personally, I still believe that this one will still be valid as long as the price stays above this medium line. Okay, so even if we'll have maybe a temporary drop again, personally I still believe that the price could come back and move towards the upper medium line of this minor descending pitchfork. So right now we are still good in silver, and maybe if we'll take any decision, if we'll want to manage this trade, I will update you guys into the VIP and free group, because it was also a free signal as well, guys. So we are still good here in silver, and in about 3 minutes the US is to release its flash manufacturing PMI and the flash services PMI. So let's see, because if the data will disappoint, then the price of silver should jump higher in the short term. Also, on the other hand, if the US data will come back, will come in better than expected, then maybe the price of silver will decrease a little, only because the US dollar will increase. But as I've told you, the bias is still bullish here. Okay, and the bullish closure here above this former high, above 28.3, will really maybe signal further growth here. Louise, gold signal maybe later today. No, right now we are long in silver, so we will not open a new trade in gold. Okay, so if the price of gold increases, silver should increase as well, so we will not open a new trade in gold today. Sarah, my account can't handle silver pip value. Sorry, Sarah, if you cannot afford to open a trade, or if you cannot open a trade or a signal sent by us, please don't. Okay, so only you guys know your account size, and if you can open our trades. Okay, John, didn't move my stop loss on gold. That's the risk you take. Yeah, John, and I believe that you are still, your position is still open, because the price didn't reach the stop loss, and the price has decreased a little, but it has dropped below our entry, and then it has continued to increase. So yeah, John, smart move. Okay, so we talked about the euro versus the GBP versus the pound, but we'll take a look again on this one. Sorry guys, so I've told you that the bias is still bearish and the pair could continue to drop. Okay, and I've told you earlier that maybe we'll decide to maybe close half of our position around here, around 0.8576, and then to move our stop loss to break even for the second part of the trade. Okay, okay, gold is dropping. Yeah, let's take a look on gold as well. One moment. So I will take a look also. Yeah, the price of gold plunged right now. Let's take a look on our economic calendar. Yeah, better than expected US data, as I've told you. So that's why the price of gold drops right now, only because the US, it has reported better than expected data, and I believe that the price of silver drops as well right now. But I've told you that we may still have a temporary drop here in silver. So let's take a look here, guys. And I believe that the US dollar rallies right now. So the flash manufacturing PMI increased from 60.5 to 61.5, beating the 60.0 expectations. Also an unexpected increase here registered by flash services PMI, 64.7 in the former reading period, and now it was reported an increase to 70.1, much above 64.3. So that's why right now let's take a look on the DXY. Yeah, I know, guys, silver back to entry. Yeah, Khadija, silver is dropping out strongly. Yeah, only because you can see here that the DXY, the US dollar index, rallies right now. So the better than expected US data have forced the price of silver to drop a little in the short term, but I've told you that technically we are still bullish here, and this could still be only a temporary drop. Maybe the price will come back here to test and retest our medium line before jumping higher again. Okay, so this is the situation here in silver right now. Is there any active free signal? Yeah, there are two trades open right now, silver and euro versus the pound versus the GBP. So let's take a look again on this one. Yeah, it could still continue to drop and reach this confluence area, and as I've told you, maybe we'll decide to close half in euro versus the GBP here around this level, guys. So right now we don't have pending orders or other free signals. Okay, guys, so we have only these two open trades right now, and personally I will wait a little to see how the price of silver reacts after this strong drop. Let's take a look here also in our real account. So this could still be only a temporary drop. Okay, so as long as it stays right above this minor uptrend line, our long in silver is still safe, guys. Okay, yeah, thank you, Tim, for your messages. Okay, so let's start with euro versus the US dollar, guys, and we will come back to talk about our open positions. So right now the pair drops aggressively. I've told you and I've shown you that the DXY, the US dollar index, increases. So right now the price of euro versus US dollar drops, and it could maybe approach and reach maybe 1.2150, also the uptrend line again. And as long as euro versus US dollar stays above this uptrend line, the bias is still bullish, and maybe only false breakdowns here, test, retest, could bring us a new long entry. Okay, so the bias is still bullish, and personally I believe that only a valid breakdown here below, maybe 1.2150, valid breakdown here below the uptrend line, could signal a potential drop. We may have here something like a double top reversal pattern, but this is not enough for us to consider going short. Okay, so as long as the price stays above the uptrend line, the bias is still bullish. DXY again, yeah, we have a strong rally right now from 89.68 support. Okay, the US better than expected data have forced the DXY to jump higher. That's why the US dollar increases right now versus its rivals, guys. Let's continue GBP versus the US dollar. And also, please guys, if you want me to take a look on a specific market, that's why I'm here. I'm waiting for your messages. I will close, we'll delete these from here. Yeah, the price of the GBP versus the US dollar drops right now. I've told you that the US dollar is bullish right now in the short term after those better than expected US data. Okay, So yeah, we could expect the dollar to increase a little in the short term versus all its rivals. And let's take a look also on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. And yeah, someone asked me, Quintin, USD GP buy stop is still pending, correct? Yeah, Quintin, but this is only VIP. Okay, this is only it was only a VIP signal, so this one is still a pending order. And guys, for those who are not VIP members, you can still join our VIP Telegram group for only £35 a month, and you can still catch the US dollar versus the Japanese yen pending order, guys. Okay, so the bias is still bullish here in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. The price has decreased only to retest the uptrend line. Here I've told you that in a previous video analysis, I've told you that rejection from this confluence area could bring a new long entry and maybe a new swing higher here in US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So right now the price has registered only a false breakdown below the uptrend line, and personally I believe that something like this may be a valid breakout above the upper medium line, and maybe a new higher high could signal a further growth, guys. So yeah, we still have that pending order in the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. This it was only a VIP signal, guys. So if you want to have it, you can still join our VIP Telegram group. Okay, yeah, US dollar versus the Japanese is still pending order, right? Yeah. Euro versus the Australian dollar. Thank you, guys. Let's take a look. So we have a temporary drop here, but personally I don't like this pair right now. This could be only a temporary drop, maybe a retest of the medium line, and right now maybe we had something, but only in the short term after developing this candle here. But this is not on my watch list, so I don't like it, because as you can see here, the price has moved somehow sideways here, and I really don't like this pair right now. Okay, so its failure to stabilize right above the R1 could bring the price down maybe towards the medium line in the short term. DAX 30, let's take a look, guys. Yes, Team Tor, thank you. Guys, I don't know if you want to, personally I'm still holding our long in silver. Okay, so I don't know if you want to hold it, you can hold it. I'm not saying to hold it or to close it right now, but as I've told you, the bias is still bullish, and personally I'm still keeping my long position in silver right now despite the current drop. Okay, so you can do whatever you want and whatever you like, guys. And I want to remind you that we only recommend a 1% risk, a maximum 1% risk per trade. So even if our trade in silver will reach our stop loss, we'll lose only 1%. And I want to show you something here, guys. So here is our MyFX book, Learn to Trade VIP Signals. So right now we are plus 6.83% growth in our VIP signals account, and we are 7.27% growth in May. So maybe we will close this month around maybe 10% growth, so which is good, I believe. And I want to show you something else as well, risk of ruin for our signals into the VIP Telegram group, right? So you can see here that there is the probability of loss is 0.01%. So someone said earlier today that he closed our signal yesterday in gold, closed its account. But take a look here, right? So you will not lose 10% of your account if you will trade like us. So we have to register 34 consecutive losing trades for you to lose 10% of your account if you will trade like us and if you will respect our recommendations, guys, to risk only 1% per trade. So this is impossible, right? That's why we are 7.27% in profit this month, May, and overall 6.83. Yeah, so this is impossible, guys, for you to lose 10% of your account and not 100% of your account, not all your account. So this is impossible for us to lose 34 trades, consecutive trades, guys. So if you will trade based on our recommendations to risk only 1% per trade, here are our results. Okay, so let's move on and let's continue. Okay, GBP versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, a temporary drop here after its failure here to approach and reach our weekly resistance, EUR 154.98. Right now we don't have something here. Personally, I would like maybe a temporary drop towards this area here before deciding maybe to go long again. So this one is still bullish. Despite the current drop, we have an accumulation here, a consolidation, and maybe we will have soon a new long entry. Okay, I will take a look again on silver. Yeah, retest or false breakdown here below our minor uptrend line, and now is trading in the green again. Okay, let's move on and let's move forward. Okay, guys, if you have questions, if you want Bitcoin, okay, thank you, guys. So let's take a look on Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin, it has increased a little, and as you already know from my analysis, from my live sessions, I've told you that if the price of Bitcoin will register here only a false breakdown with great separation below S2, below this warning line, below 61.8, then the price of Bitcoin could increase in the short term, right? So yeah, okay, so right now we'll have to wait to see if the price of Bitcoin will stabilize right above this S1 static support, former support, now broken resistance, but you should know that the pressure is still high as long as the price will stay right below 43,021. It could only maybe test and retest this area, the downside 50% Fibonacci line, and then it could decrease again, maybe something like this, before maybe really developing a strong swing higher. Okay. Andy Sanchez, do you close your trades before the weekend or do you let them run? Yeah, sometimes we are closing some of our positions, but if a position is still good, then we will still keep it open, guys. Right? So let's take a look also on Ethereum. Same as on Bitcoin. Tim, sorry I missed the recommendation on DAX 30. No, I will take a look again on DAX 30. Don't worry. So as you can see here, the price of Ethereum has registered a false breakdown with great separation below these support levels, and right now is right below the first warning line. It could challenge it again, and personally I believe that maybe only a valid breakout here above the warning line, retests here could signal a potential growth here, but if the price will stay right below this warning line, then it could maybe drop again towards these support levels. So right now we don't have something in Ethereum. We have to wait because the pressure is still high, and the price of Ethereum could still drop anytime if it stabilizes right below S2, below the warning line. Team Tor, hope they have mentorship program. Yeah, maybe we will have something like a mentorship program. Okay, so our positions are still valid and open on the euro versus the GBP, also on silver. Let's go back and take a look again on silver. So yeah, we have a strong drop here in silver right now, only because the DXY, the US dollar index, rallies right now. The US dollar increases right now after better than expected US data. And let's see how the price reacts here at the medium line of the descending pitchfork. I will decide maybe to manage this position only after I will see how the price reacts here, if the price will reach the medium line of the descending pitchfork, which represents a strong dynamic support, guys. Okay, so a potential only false breakdown, rejection from here could send the price higher. So that's why I'm still keeping my long position in silver. Euro versus the British pound. Yeah, we have a temporary rebound here. Maybe the price will retest this broken sliding parallel line before resuming its drop here. So the bias is still bearish here on the euro versus the British pound, guys. Donovan, do we stay on the same stop loss on the silver? Yeah, because we planned this trade. We decided to place this stop loss right below these former lows here, below the weekly pivot point, and yeah, we will stay with this stop loss. Okay, and I really want to see how the price will react here before managing this trade, guys. Maybe closing it with a minor loss, or if I will still keep it. Okay, but the stop loss remains there. I was watching a small WTI crude move earlier. Could you share your opinion on it? Yeah, let's take a look on the US oil. So I've told you in my previous session, live session, trading webinar, that the bias is bearish in the short term. I've told you that the price of the US oil could stay below 65 psychological level for a while. So right now, yeah, we had something here, maybe right after this false breakdown with great separation below the S2 weekly support, below 62 psychological level, and also below the medium line. So right now this one is gone. If you have entered long on the US oil, right now this is already gone, guys. Maybe we had something here right above this former high, immediate high, but as you can see, the price of the US oil has failed several times here to register and to make a valid breakout above the upper medium line, above 66.58. So that's why personally I believe that this one could be only a temporary growth here, or maybe the price will move sideways. But right now, even if the bias is bullish on the medium to the long term, right now in the short term we have to wait for confirmations, guys. Okay, so that's why I don't want to open a trade here. Jordan, Montana, are 5 minutes and 15 minutes time frames good for analysis? Yeah, if you want to make scalping intraday trades, you can make your analysis on lower time frames, Jordan. Okay, let's take a look again. Yeah, the same situation here in our open positions. These are still valid, and as I've told you earlier, in the euro versus the British pound, maybe we will manage this position if the price will continue to drop and maybe reach 0.8575 level. We have a confluence area here. The price drops within a descending pitchfork, and if the price will reach maybe the medium line, also the lower medium line of the ascending pitchfork, then we may decide to close half of our position and move our stop loss to break even. But I will send you the update into the free and VIP group. US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, the price increases and maybe it will reach our entry. We have a pending order into the VIP Telegram group, so you can join our VIP Telegram group for full services to get all our signals, only for £35 per month. Please guys, if you want me to take a look on other markets, that's why I am here. So Carlos, I'm Not sure why commodity trade signals are being advised executed before high impact news this afternoon. That's gambling, really. You can do whatever you want. You can open the trade, and you cannot, if you don't want to open that trade, please don't, right? But technically the bias is bullish, and that's why we wanted to go long on silver. And as I've told you, if the price will eventually reach our stop loss, we will only lose 1% of our account. So Carlos, my risk management is that I don't take trades before high impact news. Yeah, great. Okay, so let's move on. Guys, if you want me to take a look on other markets, gold right now, the price of gold has decreased, has plunged, is back to retest 1875.04 static support, and the bias is still bullish here as long as the price stays above this sliding parallel line. So a potential rejection from here. If the 4-hour candle will maybe close far above 1875, then maybe the price of gold could increase again after this temporary drop. Armand, can we get an update on the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar? Yeah, I will take a look on US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Yeah, right now we don't have something on gold, guys, only because we are long in silver. So right now the price of the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar increases. Only because the DXY, it has increased as well. Okay. So right now here in the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, we still have to wait because the bias is still bearish. Yeah, thank you, Jordan, as well. Aline, yeah, the price of silver is still quite far from stop loss. Yeah, I've told you that silver is still far above our stop, is traded above a strong support, dynamic support level, so that's why personally I'm still keeping that trade. Okay. So here the bias is still bearish. Unfortunately, the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar failed to maybe confirm a potential bullish reversal. It has found support here on the weekly S1, 1.2025, and personally I believe that only if the price will maybe come back above these former highs, then we may have a potential upside reversal. Okay, so right now the bias is still bearish, and this pair could drop anytime. It could increase and maybe activate a potential upside reversal only if the DXY will continue to increase. Let's take a look again on the DXY. The DXY increases right now from this strong static support 89.68, but as long as it stays within this down channel, below the weekly pivot, below the downtrend line, the bias is still bearish here, and this could still be only a temporary rebound here. Milad, Hamid, euro versus the Norwegian krone. Yeah, the price has jumped above a downtrend line after moving sideways in the short term. Right now it has registered a new higher high, and yeah, it could increase in the short term. Let's take a look on the daily, but personally I don't like to trade this pair. So it could increase in the short term, but the bias is still bearish. We have a strong downtrend here, so it could increase in the short term. Now right now, Milad Hamid euro versus the Norwegian krone, it is not a sell. As you can see here, the price has taken out a downtrend line. It has reached a new higher high here in the short term, and it could continue to increase in the short term. So it is not a sell. Right now this is not a recommendation. This is only my analysis. FTSE 100, UK 100. Let's take a look, guys, on UK 100. Personally, I don't have this one on my watch list. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have a sideways movement. I don't like it. I don't like to trade this kind of sideways movements, and personally I believe that the price will develop something here, and we'll have to wait to see if this will be a continuation pattern or a reversal, something like a triangle, like a symmetrical triangle here. Right now it's traded around the weekly pivot point, and yeah, let's wait and see how the FTSE 100 will react. Maybe a valid breakout here will signal further growth, or something like a valid breakdown will signal a potential drop. We'll have to wait for a valid breakout from this pattern. Okay, so we will talk about this one in our upcoming webinars, guys. Let's move forward. Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Thank you guys for your messages. Josh, right now the price drops. I've told you that the US dollar is strongly bullish in the short term after better than expected US data, but the price approaches this lower medium line, which it has acted as a strong dynamic support, and the new potential false breakdown here below this lower medium line could bring us a new rejection, a new upside movement here in the short term on the Aussie versus the US dollar. And personally I believe that only maybe something like this valid breakdown and also a valid breakdown below 0.7705 could really signal a strong drop here. So we have a sideways movement here, and this lower medium line represents a strong dynamic support. So only a valid breakdown below it and only a new lower low, valid breakdown below 0.7705 could really bring us a short opportunity here. And personally I believe that something like this, maybe false breakdown here, and a new higher high could signal further growth. Let's take a look also on the Nasdaq. Thank you guys. Let's take a look again. If silver here in our real account, so if the price of silver will really register here a false breakdown with great separation below this immediate uptrend line, then maybe the price will increase again, right? So here are our open trades, euro versus the British pound, also silver. So I've told you that I will still wait to see how the price of silver reacts, because this could be only a temporary sell-off in silver after those US data dump, after the US data was reported better than expected. US 100, Nasdaq 100. The price of Nasdaq has invalidated the potential larger corrective phase correction after failing here to register a valid breakdown below S1 weekly support 12,966, guys. And right now it's traded above it, above the uptrend, major uptrend line, and also above the upper medium line of the descending pitchfork, and something like this, maybe stabilization here, and the valid breakout above the sliding line could bring us further growth. Right now the price of the US 100, the Nasdaq, drops only because the US dollar rallies right now, but a US dollar depreciation, further depreciation, DXY drop could bring us further growth here. So right now the US 100 is still bullish after invalidating a potential major corrective phase. Team Tor mentorship program. Yeah, maybe we will have something like this, and maybe we will host in the future live educational webinars, maybe. Let's hope. Donovan, the silver wakes up. Yeah. Pierre, need an increase of GPI. Any index to look at? Pairs are Swiss franc, GPI, euro versus the Japanese yen. What is the outlook, Pierre? Thank you, Pierre. So let's take a look again on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We have a temporary growth here only because the DXY increases. And let's take a look on the Nikkei, on the Japanese stock index. Personally, I don't like it right now because we have this strange movement here, but if the price of the Nikkei, of the Japanese stock index, will continue to increase, then the Japanese yen may decrease, may depreciate versus its rival. So right now let's take a look on the Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. Thank you, Pierre. So right now this one, it has reached my first warning line here of a major descending pitchfork. So let's see how the price reacts here, because it has failed to drop, to register a strong drop after failing to stabilize above the warning line, and maybe a potential valid breakout here, jump, test, retests, stabilization above the warning line could really signal a further growth. So I've told you, if the Nikkei, if the Japanese stock index will continue to increase, then maybe this pair will continue to increase as well, but we have to wait for confirmation. Right now we are at resistance, guys, right? So, and personally I believe that only a potential drop below this former low, if the price will fail to stabilize right above the weekly pivot point, a new lower low could maybe signal a strong drop here in the short term. And please, guys, if you like our analysis, our services, you can like this video. It will help us in the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, silver still above our minor uptrend here in live, in our live and real account. And the euro versus the British pound drops again. And I've told you that maybe if the price will approach 0.8575, then we will close half. Let's wait and see, guys. Okay, let's take a look on ADA versus the US dollar. Yeah, unfortunately the price is still bearish. Personally, this is not on my watch list, but personally I believe that if the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum drops, I believe that the altcoins will drop as well. So this is bearish right now as well. Let's take a look again on Bitcoin. Solomon, was the silver signal based on the symmetrical triangle that formed on the 4 hour? No. I will take a look again on silver. So right now the price of Bitcoin drops. I believe that the Ethereum drops as well. So I believe that all major cryptocurrencies, the altcoins drop right now. I've told you earlier that as long as the price of Ethereum stays right below the warning line, it should drop. It could drop further. So let's take a look again on silver. Abdullah, sugar, yeah, I will maybe take a look on sugar as well. So please guys, take a look here on the 4 hour chart. The price has reached my medium line, right? I've told you that the medium line acts as a dynamic support here for me, as a strong dynamic support. You can see here all these false breakdowns and rejections. That's why I've told you that I really want to see how the price will react again when it will reach this medium line, and maybe a new false breakdown. The price has dropped below the medium line, and a new false breakdown maybe with great separation could bring us an increase in silver. Okay, so that's why I've decided not to close my position in silver. I've decided to keep my position open, to keep my stop loss here. And someone asked me, one moment, Solomon, yeah, thank you Solomon, if this signal was based on a triangle. No, I've told you that this drop was natural, maybe after failing to stabilize right above this first warning line here, after failing to stabilize right above this upside line, and its failure here to reach the weekly pivot point, and all these false breakdowns here have signaled that we may have a potential growth here. Unfortunately, the better than expected US data have forced the price to decrease a little in the short term, but this one could, the price of silver could still increase if it stays right above the medium line. Let's move forward. GBP versus the New Zealand dollar. Khalid, Hassan, thank you. We'll talk about the GBP versus the Canadian dollar also. Aaron, thank you. So let's take a look here. What we have here? Whoa, a strong rally. The British pound is strongly bullish again right now, and I believe that our euro versus the British pound drops. Yeah, so GBP versus the New Zealand dollar, the price is pressuring my upper medium line here, my dynamic resistance. The bias is bullish after the price has escaped from this narrow range here, from this sideways movement. Okay, so if the price maybe will stabilize right above the upper medium line, then it could continue to increase, because the British pound is still bullish despite some minor and temporary drops, declines, depreciations, right? GBP, the British pound versus the Canadian dollar. I've told you guys here in the GBP versus the Canadian dollar in my previous live session that only something like a valid breakout here above 1.7150 could bring us further growth. All right, maybe we were here around these levels, and the price was rejected again by the weekly resistance R1 by the 1.7150, and now the price has decreased again. Let's wait and see. And personally, I believe that something like a valid breakdown below this 50% Fibonacci line could maybe signal a potential drop. Also, a valid breakdown here below the weekly pivot point, below 1.7055, maybe could signal a potential drop. But as I've told you, the British pound, the pound is still bullish, and maybe a valid breakout here could signal a further growth. So right now the price moves sideways. That's why we don't have something here in the short term. Okay. Tomas, just subscribe to the VIP. Is education on website included? Please email support and please take a look on our website. I believe that we have educational content there, and we will continue to provide and to send you guys educational content as well. Let's move forward. Let's take a look on this one, on sugar. Personally, I'm not looking, this is not on my watch list. I'm not looking at this one. So as you can see, we still have an uptrend here, a major uptrend. Or something like this. So the price of sugar decreases right now, plunges after failing to stay above 0.1818. And maybe it will continue to drop towards maybe our uptrend lines in the short term. Okay, so right now in the short term this one is bearish after its failure also here to retest the pivot point. So the S1, it could be used as an immediate downside target support, and we'll see if the price will ignore it, then it could continue to drop. So the bias is bearish here in the short term, and as long as the price will stay above these uptrend lines, the price of sugar could start increasing again. Thank you guys, thank you for all your messages. Unfortunately, there are a lot of messages here and I cannot answer to all of your questions. Let's take a look again on silver. Yeah, the price has decreased again to pressure my medium line. We'll see, and I will update you guys into the VIP and free group if maybe the price will reach our stop or something like this. Euro versus the GBP, our other position. This one is still valid here. The price is traded right below my sliding parallel line, and it could continue to drop here. Okay. Let's move on. If you have guys more questions, if you want me to take a look on other markets, let's take a look also on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. I believe we have a sell-off here. Yeah, a strong sell-off here. Let's take a look. The price is now pressuring the immediate uptrend line. Personally, I believe that here we are in a support area and I don't want to sell it right here and right now. New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. I will delete this one from here. We have a sell-off here as well. And here in the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen, I believe that maybe a new lower low, a potential drop right below 77.93, something like this could really signal a further drop here. This is not a signal, but I believe that this one could continue to drop in the short term after retesting the medium line of the ascending pitchfork, after retesting the S1 support 78.48 level. So a potential valid breakdown here below this one 77.93 will maybe bring us a further drop here in New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. Right now we have a strong sell-off here, and this sell-off could be invalidated still. That's why maybe I'm waiting for a confirmation here for a valid breakdown, the price to close below this former low, to stabilize below it before dropping further. Okay, let's take a look again. Yeah, the price of silver drops, is right above our stop loss, but is still above this former low, above 27,372. It could still register only a false breakdown below the medium line. Let's wait and see. I've told you that if the price will hit our stop loss, our risk is only 1% and we will lose only 1% of our account. So these things happen in trading, guys. You cannot register only. Okay, so if you have more questions here, guys, or if you don't want me to look on other markets, let's take a look also on US 30 and also DAX. Sorry, I forgot about DAX. So US 30 drops right now as the US dollar increases right now. The bias is bullish. It has remained bullish despite these temporary drops. The price of the US 30 Dow Jones Industrial Average has found support again on this area, on the inside sliding parallel line above the S1 on the 33,697, guys. So let's wait and see how the price reacts here after this temporary drop, because the bias is still bullish. DAX 30, as you already know, this one is still bullish. It's trapped within a range here. In the short term, we had a sell-off after the price has registered a false breakout here, after it has closed this gap up. So we had a sell-off here, but this one here, this false breakdown with great separation below S1, have signaled a new growth here, a new swing higher in the short term, and the potential valid breakout here will really signal a further growth, an upside continuation, a potential growth towards new all-time highs. Okay,